Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another video episode. What would you call this?
A podcast.
Podcast episode. Today I'm here with my brother because I'm at home.
Because he couldn't
not
find
at college.
anyone else.
And, I had some lung issues going on. That's definitely why I didn't record any videos. It wasn't me playing Fortnite or 2K.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't that.
Getting dubs.
But anyway, it's your favorite former Zaxby's employee here with the 3's Greater Than 2 podcast, where 3 is always greater than what?
2.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'm with Luke, my brother.
What's good?
Don't talk like that.
I'm talking like that.
Today, Luke's not very educated in the NBA, but we're going to hear his takes on
These are lies.
we're going to grade the lottery, and then the lottery draft pick, and then we're going to grade the biggest free agent signings / trades, and then we're going to cap it all off with some next season predictions. And the season starts in just a few weeks, so
Yes, sir.
we're probably good. I'm guessing I'm going to get all of my predictions right. What are you thinking?
I'm the more educated one in the group.
Oh, really?
So, I don't think there's going to be much of a challenge.
Okay. So you're an idiot. Alright, so let's just get right in this juice. If I can. Alright, so we're going to start off with the draft. So, of course, we all know who the first pick was, right?
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, shoot. That's all bad.
Who is it?
Georgia.
Georgia? That's okay.
I forgot.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Do you know anything about this player? Do you know what he's about?
He likes football more than basketball.
That was concerning. Very concerning.
That's why I was saying that I would give him a lower grade.
Okay.
But I forgot his name. And I don't care.
You don't care.
I'm a baseball player. Basketball is for wimps.
You're on this podcast for a reason. So, his name was Anthony Edwards, right?
Yeah, that man.
A man who said he was not that passionate. He literally said he didn't love
He
basketball.
said he didn't watch basketball.
Yeah, he said he does not have a passion for basketball. He's just good at it, essentially.
Yeah. He said it was boring.
Yeah, he said if he got drafted in the NFL, he'd definitely leave.
Which is why I would consider that a bad pick.
But he's really good.
He's good, but NFL team gets him?
And
He's
Minnesota does not necessarily have a good record with drafting athletic.
I mean, they drafted Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, and look how that turned out.
But then again, they traded him.
Andrew Wiggins did not turn out very well, and he did not have much passion for the game, just like we just found about Anthony Edwards.
That's true.
But again, he's still a really good player. They might need him. The Timberwolves are, they've been struggling, but they got D'Angelo Russell
Yeah.
and Cat.
Again. Didn't they already have D'Angelo?
No.
Oh, that's my bad.
See, this is how little you know. But, you at least know a good amount. You knew he was from Georgia.
Yeah.
Alright, so, Anthony Edwards, what would you give that? A grade. How would you grade that?
I'd give it an A+ for how good he is, but a B because there's a chance he leaves.
I would give it probably a B+ talent-wise. Because, again, he's not, if you look at some of the best draft, LeBron's an A+, right?
Yeah. Easily.
Hakeem's probably an A.
A+.
Hakeem Olajuwon. They picked him before Jordan. So I'd give that an A, probably. Looking back on it. Because, Hakeem's still all-time great, but
Still
he's no...
top 10.
He's no Michael Jordan. Top 10?
Yeah.
We don't want to go into that.
Okay, true.
He's not top 10. He's not even... He's top 5 center.
He's top 10.
You don't crack. Alright, anyway. He might be. This is not what we're going for. It's the second pick, right? James Wiseman. What do you think about him?
6'10", but
Athletic.
athletic and point guard status almost.
He can dribble. He can move.
Almost.
He's definitely no 6'10" immobile back to the basket
He is
player.
a more athletic white Luka Doncic.
That was the
facts.
worst analysis I've ever heard.
But he's better. No, I'm just joking. Luke is better.
Luke is also not a center.
Wiseman
Wiseman can't
can
dribble.
play small forward.
Wiseman can dribble, I'll give you that. And the Warriors, honestly, this is the only place they needed help. Center.
Yeah, I'll say that, but I think he's gonna get bodied. He's skinny.
What the Warriors play doesn't matter.
Well, having Curry just chuck up the ball, I guess that's a good strategy.
Like, they had, like, their centers, they do nothing in the past.
Yeah, I mean,
Draymond's a power forward.
but he played center.
Some, yeah, on the 72-9, or 73-9, he would play a lot of center. But, like, I'd put James Wiseman. If I was the Timberwolves, I honestly just would have picked James Wiseman just so the Warriors didn't get an all-star center. That's how confident I am. James Wiseman is so good. 7 foot. He's not 6'10". He's 7 foot. Can dribble. Can shoot. And he can play defense. Like, Rudy Gobert is a defensive player of the year. And he's not necessarily super strong.
I would just say the only downfall is not as much experience considering the Memphis scandal that he went through and not being able to play.
Yeah, but
he's also amazing.
he did good at Memphis in the few games he played. And
Yeah.
I feel like with the Warriors had, they have vets who can really get them ready. On the downside, the Warriors just lost Clay, so.
That man's probably not going to come back.
But if
for a long time.
Clay won't be back for a long time. But if you have Clay, if you had Clay in there, well, right now the starting line is probably Steph, Kelly Oubre, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond, and James Wiseman. That's
a good lineup.
That's a playoff team.
That's a playoff team. I'll give him the 4th seed though.
No, I'd say 8 seed.
8 seed?
Yes.
You're on crack.
We'll talk about that
Suns?
later. We'll talk about that
Better than
later.
the Suns? Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
It's just, I don't think that people don't realize how special Clay is. He's clamps, and he's a bucket. He'll lock up the team's best player besides Draymond. He'll guard the team's second best player, and he'll hit a 3 in your mouth without any dribble.
He did score 60 on 11 dribbles.
Yeah, that's insane. Anyway,
most insane game ever.
All right, next pick. Of course, the greatest player of all time, probably.
Okay.
I'm actually high on LaMelo Ball. I actually really like LaMelo.
I'll say he's the best ball brother. And I'll say that easily.
Well, of course, you have Lonzo with the passing, and LiAngelo with the.
I'd say defense for LiAngelo.
I'd say he's really good at stealing.
Yeah. I guess we saw the same TikTok. Oh, but we're talking about that.
Yeah.
We're talking about the shoplift.
Yeah, LiAngelo might have a troubled past, but LaMelo, he's in the spotlight all of his life. He's definitely ready.
Oh, yeah, I'd say he's ready. He's been putting in work. I've seen videos.
He's already played professional, and Australian basketball is no joke.
Did he play Australia? I thought he quit after Lithuania.
No, he went to Australia.
LaMelo went to Australia. They didn't play for the same
Yeah,
team.
I'm talking about LaMelo. I was talking about LiAngelo.
You said LiAngelo.
Oh, my bad. LaMelo is definitely ready. LiAngelo, I don't know.
LaMelo was balling up against big men in Australia already.
Yeah, LaMelo.
He's playing against men.
He's ready. The thing is, people don't realize how bad he shot in Australia. He shot 20% from 3.
But he was more of a playmaker for his team in Australia.
Yeah, LaMelo in Australia, LaMelo's goal was just to go out there and just hoop.
Yeah.
Essentially, he was just playing a pickup game every
now
game.
he owns that team.
Yeah, now he bought the team. Which is probably the biggest baller move ever. Not just big baller. LaMelo is the biggest baller.
That's true.
He bought the team he played for. Who's ever done that?
Imagine your boss being your former player that's younger than you.
Yeah, exactly. Michael Jordan bought the Hornets, right?
Pretty bad move.
And now if I was LaMelo, I would get out. He is too good to stay with the Hornets. Michael Jordan is arguably the worst owner of all time. I'd put him in there.
I would put him in there too. I mean, if you look at Gordon Hayward,
Besides trading, of course you have like trading Kobe for Kwame and stuff, or Vlade Divac, my bad, and stuff like that. But
what I'm looking at is Gordon Hayward might have the best agent in the league, getting in $130 million contract.
For sure. But we're gonna talk about that later.
Okay.
The 4th pick.
We're talking about everything later, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Many people do not know this 4th pick was because he never started a college basketball game. At 4.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know who the 4th pick was.
Exactly. You didn't even know that LaMelo played in Australia, but that's another story. Oh shoot.
I said LaMelo played.
Yeah, my bad. All right. Anyway, LaMelo Ball, of course. What would you give that a grade before we?
I'm saying A+.
Really?
I'm saying A+.
You're
saying,
high on LaMelo.
I'm saying he's gonna show people up.
I'm gonna say A-. I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself because LeBron is an A+.
Now,
LeBron and Michael Jordan are the only A+ picks ever.
Are they playoff caliber? Not yet. I'd say they need another piece, but it's gonna have to be time. It's gonna have to take time.
Okay. So you have that.
Yeah.
I give it A- because one, the Hornets are not known for developing talent. If LaMelo went to the Spurs, I'd probably put him in the GOAT status probably by next year.
I think Kemba Walker could have been a whole different type of player. I'd say a whole lot better even if he didn't go to the Hornets.
And he did his thing at the Hornets, though.
He did his thing, but look at
it did show that. It did show because Kemba was really good with the Hornets. When he was at Boston, he kind of struggled. But that was just because in the Hornets,
he was the only person.
He just chucked the ball up every single time he touched it.
Yeah.
All right, so the fourth pick went to the Bulls, a struggling franchise. Patrick Williams from Florida State.
I know nothing about this man.
Now, he does have extreme steal potential, right? Oh, look, the Bulls picked a player no one was planning on drafting until the 20th pick at 4.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But then again, this might be one of the biggest busts ever.
I wouldn't say biggest, but
I said one of.
Maybe.
You have like Darko, you have, of course, other guys. Anthony Bennett. I lost him.
I forgot Anthony.
There's so many, but at 4, you draft a guy who's never started a game of basketball. And of course, I talked to, some friends who are Florida State fans, and they said I talked to them. I was like, that was a terrible pick. But of course, they tried to explain to me that of course he didn't start, but he finished the games. Well, and you want to draft a finisher. But honestly, if I'm a coach, I'm starting my best 5 no matter what.
Well, you have to think about Devin Booker. Booker's in the same situation.
Yeah, but Devin Booker played for a championship team. They didn't win the championship team. They went 38-0 at Kentucky, and he played with some of the best players.
But you have to look at him again too. He got drafted over a person like Aaron Harris.
Harrison, same
thing.
Yeah, but that's college. I get what you're saying. That's a good fair point. But they're Florida State.
Yeah. How did they even figure out who this guy was?
They're Florida State. I think he did really good at the combines and stuff. But my problem with this pick, he might be really good, right? I'll give it to him. Say he's a really good pick. But I looked at all the mock drafts. The highest anyone had him was 15. Why didn't the Bulls trade away, right? Trade down, and pick up a really good player, or pick up a good player? And then pick up this guy if they really wanted him.
Or maybe not even a good player, just trade down to get him and an extra person.
That's what I mean. Like, trade down, get a good role player, because the Bulls need any help they can get.
Yeah.
And then pick this guy.
Yeah.
I'll give him. I'm sure he's a great player. I never watched him play because, no one watches Florida State basketball, and no one ever watches until the fourth quarter, with 4 minutes to go. I promise you that. No one's watching Florida State play any team.
True.
I'm looking at the first 10 minutes. This guy's probably not in the game yet. And then I'm switching the TV because it's terrible basketball.
Yeah. But we're judging the pick.
Yeah.
I'm saying C+.
The Bulls organization, I'm giving this pick an F. As a player, I'll give him a B-.
I'm not giving the pick an F.
Just because the Bulls could have done so much better.
I'll give it C+, maybe C. But if they see potential, there's possibility.
Yeah, true. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we had some technical difficulties here on our end. I didn't realize that my microphone audio was not recording. So we're going to use the first part from the camera. We're going to use the camera audio. And then we'll use the mic audio.
Yeah.
All right. So we left off just flaming the Bulls organization, of course. Because what else is there better to do in life? Nothing?
Nothing much.
Yeah. Anyway.
Struggling organization.
The Cavs. Speaking of struggle bus, the Cavs. I love this pick, honestly. Isaac Okoro. Played at Auburn. Knockdown shooter. Can defend.
Was he the one that used to wear the headband?
Yes. Headband.
Is he the point guard?
Yeah.
Oh, I like this guy.
Yeah, he's a solid talent from college. Solid college talent.
Yeah, I used to watch this guy a lot, actually.
Yeah, he's really good. You know, the Cavs, why not pick another guard? They already have Colin Sexton and Darius Garland. Why not add another guard, you know?
Yeah, you can put 1, 2, 3 starting lineup. Just small forward. That's what the name's meant for.
You know, yeah, I guess. They're not going to start those 3 guys. They'll probably, if I was the Bulls or the Cavs, Colin Sexton, and then Isaac Okoro, and bench Darius Garland.
Garland? You might be underestimating Garland.
He was the worst defensive player in the league last year. That's why I say that.
I don't know. It might change something.
We'll see. Okay, we've been kind of spending a lot of time on this draft thing, so we'll kind of speed it up.
I'd give it an A.
I'll give it a B+, just because, you know, we've been too, like I said earlier, how the grading scale goes with LeBron and Jordan are A+, everyone else can be A down. There's no such thing as an A+ pick unless they're the next LeBron, unless I think they're the next LeBron or Jordan.
That means I said LaMelo was the next LeBron.
Essentially said it goes, like you have the tier status, of course. People argue over LeBron and MJ, and it's the rest of the guys. So apparently you said, let's throw LaMelo in that conversation.
Nah, A-.
Okay. Next we have Onyeka. Let's see if I can pronounce this name. Onyeka Okongwu. How did I do?
He's the overseas player, right?
No. He played at Chino Hills.
Oh. I don't know who he is.
Alright, so we got into the second player that Luke did not know. He played at USC. This guy is an absolute beast. Center, strong player.
Probably also addicted to alcohol. Considering he's from USC.
They're a little party school, but we're not. I'm sure he's not. Now, people are very mixed on this pick because Onyeka, they might think he's a little overhyped because he's not near as good as James Wiseman.
No, but that's why he's picked.
But 6th is still like, you know.
It's still like you're meant to be a good player.
Yeah, right. Besides that, let's talk about Chino Hills. Chino Hills is the greatest public high school team of all time. It's not even close.
Are you talking about the Lonzo LaMelo one, or are you
Yes.
talking about right now? Because you said
I don't even know who's on the Chino Hills team right now.
Exactly.
I mean, LaMelo, Lonzo, LiAngelo, Eli Scott, and Onyeka all on the same team.
All D1, right?
All D1. Eli's doing his thing. I don't know what college he's at, but I know he's doing his thing. He won Conference Player of the Year or something like that.
Yeah. He's insane.
And then you had 3 first-round picks. For 3 top 6 picks.
Yeah.
And then you have LiAngelo, who just got signed. So you have 4 NBA talents, and Eli Scott can probably get signed.
I think LiAngelo should have got drafted his year, but it was just a stealing thing.
It kind of ruined his life.
Yeah.
He would have gotten drafted if he went to UCLA, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because he's a solid...
He did go to UCLA. He just...
No, he didn't. He got cut.
He got cut because he
Yeah.
had
Anyway,
thieving issues.
I'd give this pick...
Even though he's rich.
A C+. Just because Onyeka, great player, not near as good as the other 5 on this team. Besides, other 4, because I know nothing about that Patrick Williams guy.
Well, I know nothing about this guy, so I'll stick with you.
Okay, and we're back where we left off. Of course, my mic decided to cut out again because I'm kind of an idiot. But Killian Hayes played at France for the French league. I'm fluent in French. Next, Obi Toppin. My favorite player in this draft, honestly.
Not my favorite.
Obi Toppin is a really good player. He can do it all. He's 6'8", super athletic. Carried to Dayton. When was the last time Dayton was relevant?
Wasn't there a good player from Dayton a few years ago?
Exactly. You don't know. But you know who Obi Toppin is. Insane player, great talent. And I think we're going to leave off here because after this...
It's nobodies. No one cares.
Yeah, no one cares after this. Because I don't really know these guys as much as I should in order to talk about them. So, we're just going to get started on the biggest free agent signings and trades of this offseason. First, the biggest, the most controversial, the Gordon Hayward signing.
Terrible. Honestly, awful. The man's not good. He sucks. Next.
I wouldn't say sucks.
I'd say he sucks. He's
Why
average.
did you say next? We need to talk about this.
He's average.
This man got paid $30 million.
We've already talked about this. He has the best agent in the year. Next. Go.
That's all you have to say. What would you rate this deal?
F. Go.
F for who?
everyone
Except
for
Gordon.
Gordon because he's getting paid.
Except Gordon. Everyone else, whoever was involved
They should
in
get fired.
signing this man, besides Gordon and his agent,
Get fired.
should get fired immediately.
This is an awful one. Probably one of the worst ones I've seen in a long time.
This honestly put Michael Jordan, for me, as the worst owner ever.
How many years is he there?
A while.
130. He probably 5 years.
I honestly don't know. I don't know exactly how the contract was, but I just know he's getting paid an average of $30 million a year.
And what was crazy is he's up with like Kevin Durant and LeBron.
Yeah, the only other two people to sign those kind of deals are Kevin Durant and LeBron. And okay, yeah, the best scorer of all time in my opinion. And I'm not gonna go in this argument, but one or two, right?
The best
two.
player of all time, LeBron James.
Okay. Okay, fine. I'll say it. LeBron is the best player of all time.
Thank you. He's better.
He is.
Thank you.
Anyway, Gordon does not belong remotely close to those two guys. At all. Fair F for everyone else.
But we do
F
need
for Michael Jordan. You might be a really good basketball player, but man, never own another team in your life because this is embarrassing.
Never try jumping again.
This is honestly, for me,
Achilles.
it's hurting his basketball legacy, Because, you're like, oh, Michael Jordan, high basketball IQ. This is proving that he has a brick for a brain.
I don't know. He went to the Wizards. Pretty much a brick for a brain already.
Next, we got Detroit. Signing LiAngelo Ball.
Good one. That was a good one.
You think so?
I think I'll give it a B minus.
I think this is a big publicity stunt on Detroit's end.
I think he's good.
Because Detroit has also offered J. Cole a tryout. So that just proved me.
But have you seen the videos though?
That's just proving to me.
J. Cole can hoop. He can hoop.
He's not an NBA player.
You don't know that.
That just proves to me Detroit is willing to do anything for a few extra fans, which would double their attendance if they were to get 3 extra fans in there.
That's a fair point, but I think LiAngelo Ball's a good player.
Now, if LiAngelo Ball were to actually get on the roster
and not steal anything.
LeVar goes down as the best basketball dad.
No, he already is.
No. Right now, the Holiday father is for me. Because he got Justin. He has 3.
He does have 3.
He has 3. So
they both have good genes.
He was first, but his sons were not top 3 picks, and if LiAngelo can do something, then LeVar cements it,
Yeah.
I'll give this one a B, just because it's either like, toss up, or maybe a C. I'll give it a C. It's either, it can be really good, or you look like an idiot. You're just a giant.
You just got played.
Yeah. Next, we're going to talk about this Rockets trade.
It might have been a good trade. It might have been the only way to get James Harden to actually stay.
But he's not showing up. He's still not showing up. Have you not seen that?
I haven't seen it.
He's still in Vegas or Atlanta or wherever he went.
I mean, he might still want to go, but Kevin Durant also came out with a statement, I'm pretty sure, saying that he never said that he wanted
he basically blew up those Nets rumors.
Yeah. So he might want out, but I think with the addition of John Wall, he'll stay.
Essentially, you're trading Russell Westbrook for not as good Russell Westbrook.
I would say not as good Russell Westbrook, but with a better shot than Russell Westbrook has.
They literally.
No, we saw those Celtics games against Isaiah Thomas.
The stats are pretty even. You're just getting a Russell Westbrook with, I would say, less.
Except one doesn't slip in the shower.
Slightly less of an ego.
I would say that's true, but on the other hand, for the Wizards, I think it's a good pickup.
They need some electricity in there.
Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal.
John Wall's not coming back. John Wall wouldn't have came back, in my opinion. I think he was fed up with Washington. Now, Bradley Beal, on the other hand, you're about to see his stats plummet.
He, averaged 30 points last season?
Yeah.
It's going to go down to about 15.
That far. I'm thinking 20. Russell Westbrook is back. He's back with the Oklahoma City Thunder, in a way.
I think he's back to triple-double status.
With not as good players. Add that.
I will say better shooting guard, considering he had, what's his name?
Well, he had Victor.
He had Victor, but I'm going to say Bradley Beal's better than Victor.
Yeah, but Steven Adams, those guys, his surrounding...
Who's even their center?
Is it still Gortat? I don't know.
Who knows?
Beats me. The Wizards are bad.
Yeah. I mean, so the Rockets, in my opinion, aren't that good either in the center position. So...
Yeah, They got rid of Clint. They have PJ Tucker. So yeah, no, but I was comparing the Wizards to the Thunder. So Russell Westbrook, he has no reason to pass the ball besides Bradley Beal, and that'll probably be all of his assists.
Yeah.
So I see Russell Westbrook another stat padding year.
For sure.
He's in control again. He's the dog again. We'll see. I think we'll see a new. We'll go back to the Russell Westbrook because everyone thought he took a step back when he went to Houston. I think he'll probably go back to where he was. Still hated, still a brick, but also a bucket.
In the paint.
Sometimes. In the paint. Next, we got the Lakers, who, a team that just won a championship, decided, hey, why not? Let's get better.
Let's sign the runner-up and the sixth man of the year.
I saw LeBron in a podcast say, our bench was kind of slow. So guess what they did? They added the two best bench players in the league.
Dennis Schroeder, I'd say, might even have the possibility of starting.
I would not.
LeBron said there's a chance.
I honestly would keep Montrez, Harrell, and Dennis Schroeder on the bench.
I'd bench Kuzma.
I don't think I would, because honestly, their starting five did great, right? They did great in the bubble.
Yeah.
And, why not just keep them on the bench? Because honestly, the Lakers did kind of struggle whenever their starting five wasn't all on the court at the same time. But I do think by losing Dwight, I think people don't realize how important Dwight was to the team. They also lost some other guys.
But I would say Montrez is a much better replacement.
They did get rid of Danny Green.
That was a good. Danny Green does not hit shots.
He almost sold the Lakers a championship. Not really, but he sold that game winner.
I wouldn't say as bad as J.R. Smith sold, but it was close.
Because they ended up winning. But it was Danny Green. He's in the game to shoot. He's wide open from the top of the key. Top of the key. If you have your feet set, easy shot to hit on the court.
It should be, if you are a shooter, the best shot for you to take.
Yes. So, good for them to get in Danny. But the Lakers,
they're stacked.
They got better.
They're stacked.
That's all I need to say. No one else got better, and the Lakers got better.
Easy championship run. Easy
You
rings.
think so? Okay, Milwaukee, I just included them because they traded away Eric Bledsoe and George Hill for Drew Holiday. And I love Drew Holiday. He's a great player.
I think Drew Holiday might be the most underrated player in
But
the
it's to the point where people say that so much to the fact where he's where he is,
Oh, maybe. But
it's like some people say they're so underrated that I guess to the point where they're rated,
They're where they need to be. Okay.
Yeah.
True.
Great player. He makes the Milwaukee Bucks better.
Very good playmaker.
But I still don't. I'm not on the Giannis train still.
I'm not. I think LeBron was snubbed.
I think LeBron should have won MVP, honestly. But the MVP is a regular season award, which I don't think it should be.
I think it should be everywhere up until
the finals. Yes, I think the MVP should be regular season and then stops on the finals.
Yeah.
Because your MVP should not disappear in the playoffs. Because you've seen James Harden, you've seen Russell Westbrook, you've seen Kevin Durant, you've seen Giannis. All these guys who are some of the only guys who try in the offseason because LeBron and Kawhi, they rest, right?
Yeah.
But you have, of course, those four guys grinding in the regular season. What do they do when the playoffs come? They're nowhere to be seen.
Where was Giannis this year? Oh, yeah.
He got beat. And the MVP, with a great regular season record, should not be beat. Am I wrong?
No.
Okay. But I do think the Bucks do get better with this. I do think they'll probably make it to the Eastern Conference Finals this year, but I still don't think they're there.
I'm calling a loss to the Nets.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in our predictions. Okay. Now we have the Pelicans. Now, I just included this because they pick up a great center to surround the other players in Steven Adams. Now, they also gave up Drew Holiday, so we'll talk about that. But I think their starting lineup's looking pretty fire, pretty solid.
It was Lonzo, Ingram, Zion,
and then Steven Adams, and then there's probably some other role player in there somewhere.
I'll give him a 7 or 8 seed.
Does JJ start? Is JJ still with the Pelicans?
He's on the bench.
Okay.
I think he's still on the Pelicans.
So, that's a good, solid team.
Yeah. Now, bench-wise, no.
But you put Eric Bledsoe and George Hill.
Point guards.
Some veterans.
But point guards.
Yeah, some vets, but I think Steven Adams makes his team a whole lot better. and I'm not on the Zion train yet.
I think people were saying that in 20 games that he proved himself.
The fact that people thought he should be Rookie of the Year is honestly embarrassing for anyone.
Yeah. If John Morant didn't win it, that was going to be very bad on the NBA side.
Yeah, and someone did vote for Zion.
Yeah.
Only one person, but that was embarrassing. 20 games? That's not near enough.
No.
But it is what it is. I'm not on the Zion train. I think the Pelicans will probably make the playoffs. They'll probably be right there. 8, 9, 10. Around there, right? I probably think... Okay, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later in the podcast. The Suns, another team that looked like they got better, but did they really? They signed Chris Paul.
No, they got better. They definitely got better.
But they got rid of Kelly Oubre, who we both know Kelly Oubre is a very handsome man.
Engaged now.
He's engaged, so it is what it is. But they got rid of Ricky Rubio and Kelly Oubre, so those are two huge. Of course, you have Ricky, who's a vet, and you have Kelly Oubre, who is a major role in the Pelicans' success.
Well, you don't need Ricky Rubio to be a vet when you already have.
Of course, they got rid of Chris Paul. Yeah, of course. But of course, you now have a great backcourt in Chris Paul and Devin Booker.
And I'm gonna say Ayton, not bad.
Ayton is a beast.
He's not bad.
But you got rid of Kelly. I think Kelly was an essential role that is, people just judge him based off his looks.
We're getting too far.
He's a great player too. That's enough said. Great for the Suns getting Chris Paul. They'll be, like I said earlier, they'll be up there with the Warriors, the Pelicans, and of course the Suns for the 8th seed. I think.
The Suns will be up against the Suns?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only people that can beat the Suns are themselves. Now, we have the Wizards. Of course, we're going to talk about the Wizards.
We don't need to talk about it.
But I think they get better.
They get better. Definitely.
But,
even considering John Wall hasn't played the past 2 years because,
Yeah, they get better.
Slipped in a bathtub.
They get better. Beal gets worse. And that's all we have to talk about, the free agents. So now is a time we've all been waiting for where we talk about who we think will win the NBA Finals, will win MVP, will win Defensive Player of the Year, will win Defensive Player of the Year. Did I say that?
You just said that.
I just said that. I'm kind of, out of it.
It is late.
It is late. Who will win Rookie of the Year and Most Improved Player?
Okay.
Okay, so you can go first. We'll go back and forth. First, give your MVP.
MVP LeBron. I'm saying this is the year LeBron.
Okay, I think every year people think LeBron wins it, right?
I think he's going to come back a different beast. I think he thinks he deserved he won it.
Now, in my opinion, I think with LeBron getting older and the season just ending,
we also see this. LeBron said his 35-year-old self could be his 28-year-old self.
Yeah, LeBron does think he's better now than he used to be. But with the season just ending, right, it didn't end that long ago. And with LeBron getting older, I think he'll take a lot of time off. So I think this is Luka Doncic's year to win Rookie of the Year. Or MVP. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I think Luka's an extremely good talent. And will go down, write this down, top 5 all time.
I'm not saying top 5 all time. I'll say best white player of all time.
That's not fair.
That is completely fair.
But Larry Bird is in my top 5, so...
He is not in my top 5, actually.
I like Larry. Larry legendary. Who else has the nickname? No one.
The Big Ticket, the Answer, the Truth, the Mailman, the King, Black Mamba. You want me to keep going?
Legendary. That's all I gotta say. Anyway.
Larry Legendary.
I think Luka wins MVP. Great player. What can he do? Defend. But who cares about the defense when you're the MVP? No one. Unless you're the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year, and Giannis. But we see how he does in the playoffs.
I think Luka will do amazing things this year.
Fair enough. And next we have Defensive Player of the Year.
It's always down to 2 people. Rudy Gobert or Giannis.
Okay. Do you think those two? I think Anthony Davis. Because I think he got snubbed last year. I think he wins it this year.
I might pick Giannis again. He might do it again.
Do you think so?
He might.
I think Anthony Davis, he's coming out for revenge. He's going to be an essential part of the Lakers, especially when LeBron's out.
Even at the beginning of the year, when LeBron's not trying his hardest, so he can actually get some rest. he might not be playing as hard as at the beginning of the year.
That's true.
Having a little bit
that's
too
true.
short of a rest.
I can see it, but I think Anthony Davis will win it. He's a great defensive player. Long. Does it all. He does it all. Next, Rookie of the Year.
LaMelo.
Do you think so?
I think LaMelo has not the most amount of players that are good on his team. You have like Wiseman. Wiseman has Curry. Curry's going to be the one scoring. Then Anthony Edwards. I don't know if Karl Anthony Towns will let him get the ball as much as Anthony might want it.
And D'Angelo Russell.
True. So I think in D'Angelo ISO.
Right.
So I think it's going to come down
I like
to
the way
LaMelo.
you're going. But I hate the way the Hornets.
Well, you think the Florida State guy's going to win it?
No, heck no. I don't like how the Hornets develop their players, but what I do love is that Isaac Okoro also has the ball to himself, and I like how Obi Toppin has the ball to himself.
I don't know if Sexton.
He's not. All right. So mine right now, Isaac Okoro, I think will win Rookie of the Year.
I'm saying LaMelo.
He's a dog. Isaac Okoro is a dog, but I also think Obi Toppin has the chance to win it.
With the Knicks, he also doesn't have many people around him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying it's up to LaMelo.
It will be the Rookie of the Year's team will not make the playoffs.
No.
That's fair to say?
That's usually how it is.
Well, yeah. Okay. And then we have the most improved player, which is kind of just anyone.
I don't care about this award. I really could care less.
Okay, so who do you think? Who do you think is about to have a pop off year and surprise the world, shock the nation?
Would John Wall even count?
No.
Does he count?
He's an all-star.
But does he count because he hasn't played the past 2 years?
No. Well, okay. We'll do this. Most improved / player you think will shock the world?
Ooh. Absolutely no one, because all the good players have already showed themselves. Oladipo, but he's already showed the world. What are you looking at?
Look behind you. There's a cricket on the couch. Holy.
Just don't worry about it. Here.
Don't kill it. That's brutality.
That was not the right thing to say.
Yeah, I know. Anyway. Don't touch it. Anyway. So.
Keep going.
I'll edit this out.
Most improved.
Most improved. Alright, so most improved / player you think will shock the world. I'll go first, maybe you can build off of it. We already saw a lot of his greatness during the bubble, but we never saw it during the regular season. I think Jamal Murray. Because,
Maybe.
he hasn't done that in the regular season, but that man was balling in the bubble.
I'll give you
balling.
that. Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Trying to think, but I don't think anyone really matters.
You don't think anyone matters?
Kevin Knox.
Kevin Knox is not a good choice at all.
Never know. What if he is? That's usually how most improved works.
Luke thinks Kevin Knox.
If he wins, you owe me something.
Okay, if Kevin Knox wins, I'll give you $100.
Okay.
Okay. Now, it gets more interesting. I'm going to have you name your Western Conference Finals and your Eastern Conference Finals predictions, and then we'll go to the finals.
Western Conference Finals, Lakers versus, I want to say Rockets. I would say Rockets.
Okay.
I think Rockets are going to shock some people.
Okay. Now about your Eastern Conference.
Eastern Conference, I'm saying Nets versus the Celtics. I think Giannis.
I don't hate that. I think
Giannis chokes.
I don't hate that. For me,
Again.
I'm going to say Lakers, of course.
Yeah.
And then the Nuggets, again. Nuggets are a really good team, and they're only going to get better. They're young. Because I really don't think any other team got near as good as the Lakers this year, so it's really just the Lakers and everyone else.
I think the Lakers made the most improvements, which is actually very scary to see.
It's very scary. So, of course, you have the Lakers. And then I think, on the other side, I think the Nets, and I'll also think it's the Nets and the Celtics. Even though I may be copying you a little bit.
I think the Celtics
are only getting better. I promise you that.
I think they needed a center, and I'm not saying Tristan Thompson's good, but I think he's a key.
He might be better than Daniel Tice.
I would say he is.
Okay, so I think the Celtics, I really love Jason Tatum. He's probably going to be an MVP candidate for me.
I wouldn't know about this year, but I'd say soon. Very soon.
Jason Tatum's a really good player, and they're only getting better. They didn't get rid of
Jaylen Brown. Amazing.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown. Just Kemba. He'll get better this year.
Kemba's on the downfall for me, I think.
And then the Nets, of course, they got KD and Kyrie.
Yeah.
But I think people are overhating on Kyrie, but he's also overrated.
I do think people overrate him multiple times.
But I do think he's overhated because people were not hating on Kyrie whenever he was the second man in Cleveland.
Well, I think it was just because they were looking at how good LeBron was.
Exactly.
And they're like, he's feeding off of LeBron.
Right.
But now they're like...
When Kyrie was the man, he was terrible.
Yeah.
But when he's the second option, we've seen what he can do, right?
I mean, LeBron scored, 41? He scored 42?
41. 41 and 41. First ever finals, 2 final players to have 40 on the same team. So, of course, we've seen what Kyrie can do when he's the second man, when he can complement another great player. But when it's just him, it's disgusting, honestly.
Yeah.
It's terrible basketball.
He did nothing for the Celtics.
I think the Nets will be really good, but we'll go ahead and go in. I do think the Celtics will beat the Nets, just because I don't think that, one, I'm very worried for KD's Achilles.
I'm worried about it, but I also look at the Celtics. If he's back and healthy, I don't know if KD can be guarded.
Now, I do think the Nets have better talent, but I don't think the Nets... They did hire Steve Nash.
Who is guarding 6'10", 6'11"?
We've gone over this. No one can guard KD. No one can. I think KD's the best scorer of all time, and no one can guard him.
Kobe Bryant himself said that Kevin Durant was the only player that he never figured out how to guard.
Okay, so I do think the Nets have more talent, but I just don't think they're ready for what the Celtics have in store. And Bradley Stevens, that's his name, right? Brad Stevens is a great coach. And I think...
I'd venture to say the best coach in the league.
I'd say Nick Nurse is the best, but...
Maybe. I'd say Pop used to be, but not much anymore.
He's a great coach.
He's getting old.
He's a great coach. Steve Nash, we'll see what he can do. I just don't think the Nets are ready, especially after KD's been off for a year and had a terrible injury. But I do think it'll be Celtics versus the Lakers in the championship. I think the Lakers beat the Nuggets 4-1. I think Nets Celtics goes to 7 though.
Yeah.
And I think the Lakers will beat the Celtics in 6.
I would say maybe less than that. I don't think that team can guard LeBron.
I do think the Celtics are really good though.
I'd say 5.
Okay. I'm about to have the Lakers winning it off. LeBron.
Easily
I do
Lakers.
think Anthony Davis might snag the Finals MVP though.
We'll see. I mean, we saw Anthony Davis really stepped up this past Finals.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. Honestly, if LeBron brings another title to LA, Shaq said if he won 3, he'd go down to the Lakers Mount Rushmore. So
3 titles at Lakers?
Yeah, with LA.
I mean, he has 2 years on his contract?
Yeah, so he can do it. And honestly, nothing is stopping him because they're just getting better.
Better and better.
Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo Ball.
It's a Lonzo Ball song.
Oh.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another Threes Greater Than 2 podcast. Of course, you already know, I'm still your favorite former Zaxby's employee, and 3s are still certainly greater than 2s. We'll be back for another video. We're going to talk about, some childhood stuff, some Little League, some Upward, and you guys are going to hear about how me and Luke actually tried to start our own podcast when we were, 10 and 8?
I think I was 8.
10 and 8. So, this is actually Lou Ron's take. Thank you guys for watching. See you next week.
No cap, 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 no cap.